I'll take it.
Take it.
All right. Hola, everyone. ¿Cómo estás? Sarah Schermerhorn, you're doing pretty well back from Mexico.
Yep. I don't think my Spanish is as good as yours, but
That was really good.
that was really good. Yeah, I didn't speak too much Spanish. I got to work on that. But Mexico was great. Yeah, we had a good little run there.
Good start to the year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fun first event. It was that place was cool.
That was the coolest event I've ever played at. I haven't played in that many events, so that's not saying a whole lot. But a couple people that I talked to said that it was literally the coolest event they've been at in years.
Yeah.
The fans were awesome. Everybody, like, as soon as you walked out of the hotel, we were like bombarded by fans for pictures and autographs.
Yeah.
Even if they took your picture, then they're like, "Who are you?
Yeah, exactly.
What country are you from?"
You're tall.
Yeah.
I want a picture.
Yeah. We started like putting our hood up when we started walking out.
It's crazy.
It didn't really work, but no, it was an awesome tournament.
It makes you feel like a big time professional athlete, though. When you get mobbed by fans and stuff, until they ask, like, "Who are you?"
Yeah.
Hey, well, after did you watch Simon and Bruno play the Taylors in their qualifier match? An insane qualifier match.
Yeah.
The fact that that's a final round of a qualifier is pretty nutty.
16-14, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Taylor had like 4 match points in the second set, and Simon had like 4 ridiculous saves on match point. Like, Taylor went up, swatted one of Bruno's short lines down, and Simon had this like chicken wing dig. Bruno sets him, and he hits this like fadeaway diving cut shot on the line. And it was like 3 more plays like that. It was crazy. But the crowd fell in love with Simon, and he had to get a police escort out of the stadium because they were just mobbing him, like chanting Simon, Simon, and they couldn't get to the hotel.
He's like
And it's not that far away.
No, it's like 20 yards.
Literally 15 steps.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Could not move.
He's a showman. That
Oh,
guy.
yeah.
Like, I didn't watch the match, and I bet you he somehow soccer rolled his ankle like 4 times.
Well, there was this one play.
Did that happen?
There's this one play where they called net on Taylor Sander, and Taylor Crab went and just he like bumped the ball over, and Simon ran back and did a diving header and headed the ball, but also headbutted Bruno, just messing around, being this 29-year-old 6'9" puppy.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good way to put it.
Bruno almost broke last year. It's like, I don't know if you can take hits from your teammate.
Yeah, no, he definitely like milks the crowd and like so dramatic with everything. He's the Neymar of volleyball for sure.
Yeah,
and
he
if
was
you
hamming it up.
If your pinky toe touches him under the net, he's going down. 3 rolls, bringing out the ice spray and everything.
Yeah.
Like, I bet you if I watch the film back, he'll have gone down at least twice.
Yeah, and even if you're just watching it for the dramatics and the entertainment, it is just probably one of the best matches that I watched the whole tournament, and it was the second round of the qualifier.
Yeah. Some of those matchups in the qualifier were insane.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
And poor Taylor, that's the worst qualifier draw I've seen in the history of qualifier draws. Gets freaking Edgar's Talks first round, 4th place in Tokyo. He plays in first round. His partner, he's got the 17-year-old kid, and they went 28-26 in the first set, like 21-17 the second. And just, that's your first round draw.
Yeah.
You get 4th place Olympics, and then you get Bruno and Simon second round. It's like, oh my gosh.
And Simon's the kind of guy where it's like, he hasn't been consistent. I don't know if he can like keep a partner long enough, but he's top tier talent. Like, he's won FIVBs before. I think he won an Open. He beat me and
Guto, I think.
Hayden, yeah. We were up on them big. And they beat us in Cincinnati, and then they came back and won the whole tournament. But, like, the guy's a legit volleyball player. So him and Bruno, it's just a terrible draw.
Yeah, brutal.
There's a lot of good players in the qualifier.
So many good players.
That's the story of the whole year, right?
Yeah, that's
on both
the
sides.
story of the whole year.
Yeah.
Just the way it's all formatted.
I guess from now on.
Yeah.
As far as we're concerned.
Yeah, I know.
It's just how it's going to be, apparently.
I was talking to Gabby before practice, and she was saying, have you seen Try's pool? It's pretty tough for Rosarito. I was like, well, it's better to be in a very tough pool in Rosarito than in the qualifier,
yeah.
which is also a very tough pool for everyone involved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I was like, Well, it's kind of weird. You play everyone in your pool, right?
I think so.
Because
In the Elite 16?
we played.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
We're the 10, and we play the 2 right away. So, wait, Broward. Yeah, we should be playing Broward Mewson, who are the 8, I think.
Okay.
But they have us playing Norway first.
Well, what do
Well,
you have?
you-
You have 4 pools of 4?
I think so.
And only 1 and 2 come out. Only 1 and 2 come out. 3 and 4, I think.
Lucky loser.
No, because
You just get finished based on it,
Yeah.
whether you're 3rd or 4th.
Yep.
So it'll be point differential.
Yeah. So you probably So you play everybody in your pool. I think I read that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty sure
maybe.
that's right because it's based on like 3rd place gets 9th and 4th place in your pool gets 13th.
Oof.
Yeah.
The difference between coming out 3rd and 4th in your pool, like it's going to be by a few points or something,
Yeah.
is going to be the difference between being Elite 16 and
Yeah.
Get back in the challengers.
consistently. That's going to be everybody's
Yeah.
deciding factor whether or not you're getting relegated.
Yeah. It's going to be a wild system. It's going to be a very interesting year to watch.
Oh,
Yeah.
plus, how long is the qualifier going to stick around, right? Because there wasn't supposed to be one in the first place.
Yeah.
I think that's there to stay.
I think that's
For
staying.
the year, or I mean, yeah. Okay,
Well, there aren't that many Elite 16.
right. That's
Events.
true.
How
That's
many
true.
are there? Do you know?
Well, the next one's not until after. The next one's not until Ostrava.
Yeah, because they got
After
pushed
Turkey?
back. It's a late year. There's a lot of Elite 16s in like November.
Yeah.
It's like Brazil,
Because they
Cape
moved those,
Town,
too.
Australia.
Yeah,
Some
they're-
serious
they're
travel
messing
too.
with my off-season plans.
I think they're messing with everybody.
Yeah, that's true.
Everybody keeps asking me, "What's your schedule? What's your schedule?" I'm like, "What, today, yesterday, or tomorrow?"
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
it's different every day.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a good point.
Well, you and Corinne didn't have to worry about points break and pull. Just coming in out of the qualifier,
Yeah.
going 2-0.
That was That
That's
was
not
fun.
bad, Skirm.
That was fun. And center court was really fun to play on in the bowl.
It looked like a
old-
coliseum. Was it like
It was an old bullfighting state.
Oh no way!
Yeah, it was really cool.
That's what it looked like actually.
Yep.
It was sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun to play the Brazilians in there. We had
Yeah.
a good match against them.
Which ones you played? There were so many Brazilian
Lima.
teams, and okay, so you played Tana
Yeah.
Lima and Heji,
They took
Okay.
4th.
and they ended up having a very good tournament.
4th.
Yeah, but solid start to the year
Solid
for
start.
you and Corinne.
And it was fun. Yeah.
How did you and Corinne end up becoming a thing? Because I feel like last year was funny. Because like you just popped around, you're like, who has points? Who wants to play a tournament in Bulgaria and Russia and
Yeah.
wherever?
Yeah, Aurora and I played last year. And last year was just kind of weird because nobody really knew what was going to happen. And then like
Right.
some tournaments just popped up and Aurora and I just ended up playing like 4 or 5 of them. Me, Aurora, Josh, and all the kids.
The full family.
So it was so much fun. I think I was with them for like a month or 2, and they're just such a joy to be around. I just tell everybody this because I've already told everybody this, but I think like the whole time we were together, like we have 3 kids aged 5 to 10, and I don't think one of them raised their voice the whole time. Like they're just
amazing.
like
That's
just
good parenting.
awesome. Yeah, awesome parents. Just such a joy to like be around, and I just think when you're traveling and playing these tournaments and you're away from your own family, it was just really nice to be like part of a family unit, and
Yeah.
they were very welcoming. And
We hear
It's
that
just-
a lot. Like the biggest thing to make or break someone's season is who they're traveling the world with.
Yeah.
Because there's so many highs and lows you're going through. Like to be with just some solid person. At the end of the day, you're like, I enjoyed my time. I was good. I didn't win maybe, but I enjoyed it.
yeah, and I think Corinne and I obviously have like been around, played a lot of the same tournaments, so we've seen each other and we've like hung out
Yeah.
at tournaments. And then AVPAmerica was coming up, and Allie was hurt, and Corinne was like, "Do you want to play?" I was like, "Could we get in?" Like it was just like such a last minute thing, and
Yeah.
we just kind of signed up and kind of just took it from there. But we were friends and we knew
Right.
we got along well together. So
Yeah. How much preparation did you guys get?
I came out here for 3 weeks before AVPAmerica
That's a commitment.
and trained. So.
And then Corinne popped over there.
And then, I think at Christmas, she was supposed to go to Austria, but then Austria, because her boyfriend's from Austria, Austria shut down because of COVID. So they were going to go there for Christmas and see Alex's family. That didn't happen. So her whole family came to Florida. Corinne grew up in Florida. So she came to Florida. I was in Florida. My whole family comes to Florida for Christmas. So we saw each other down there. Oh, well, this is backtracking a little bit. In Itapema, we kind of we saw Wilco from King of the Court.
Okay.
And we were like, we'd love to play the King of the Court, if that's an option. So I think it was like around Thanksgiving that they were like, hey, you guys are in for King of the Court. So that's when we were planning where we were going to train around Christmas time. So she was in Florida. We trained there a little bit. Her family left. She ended up staying with me and my family in Naples until we left for Doha.
Awesome.
When was Doha again?
Doha was January 3rd. And that was crazy because that was when that whole, the new variant.
It's like the Omicron
Omicron
craze.
was out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and people were dropping like flies from King of the Court.
Oh, gosh.
And you had to have a negative COVID test to get in there. I had gotten COVID right after Brazil.
Oh, wow.
Good timing.
Yeah. But I was still testing positive up until like December 20. It took me 3
kidding.
weeks to get a negative test. And they're like, you have to have a negative test to come. And I was like, well, scheduled a COVID test like every day, like the week of Christmas.
Yeah.
Which was hard to do because everybody was testing and everybody was like traveling. But
Doha, that was like where it all started for me.
Yeah.
Because we were in Doha when everything went down. It was like, get back to the U.S. Borders are closing in 3 days.
Yeah. And poor Christian, he got stuck.
Oh, that's where it's...
Christian got stuck.
That's where... Wait, is that where it started and stopped? Was that... Because Doha was the last event of 2020.
Right.
And then Doha was the first event.
Yeah. Right, yeah. Yeah, I guess so.
The first event back.
Uh-huh.
All goes down to Doha.
It all comes to Doha.
Mm-hmm. And there wasn't... That was the first female event.
Yeah, because that was the one where the Germans
Yeah.
were pulling out because of the bathing suit thing.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yep.
It's so funny with the bathing suit thing is just such a hot topic because then you watch like the Olympics and you have so much of the woke media is like, how dare they make these women wear bikinis and bathing suits? Then the Germans are like, we need to wear bikinis and bathing suits until
yeah, that's a good point.
We just let them wear whatever they want to wear.
Yeah, let's just not talk about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, it is at some point like performance apparel.
Yeah, right. And that was, I think that was their argument.
Yeah, and they ended up winning.
Sure.
It was funny because Doha ended up relenting, and the women could wear whatever they wanted.
Yep.
The Germans still did. I think it was Carla Borger and Julia Sud, but they had dropped the rule too late, so the Germans had already dropped out of the tournament.
Right, they'd already pulled out. They didn't let them back in.
Oh no.
So mission accomplished that they got the uniform policy they wanted, but
sometimes
didn't get to play the event.
Yeah, sometimes to make the changes, you gotta stand up and take the consequence.
For sure.
And everybody else benefits, but good for them. They stood up for what they believed in.
Yeah. Well, Doha this year conflicts with Austin. Have you and Corinne talked about what you want to do?
Yeah. Like sometimes it's Doha, sometimes it's Austin, sometimes it's like...
We've talked about it and we don't know.
And we don't know.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just sign up for everything, see what the entry list looks like.
Well, plus your points, like...
It all
you don't
depends
know where your
on...
points are going to be at
Yeah,
that
it all
point.
depends on what happens.
Right. Who's signing up and whatnot.
Yeah.
So you kind of AVP unless you're high enough on the list maybe, and then you just take off.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Well, they added even Doha and Turkey. Roll off my tongue now, but those were still late additions. Those weren't initially there.
Right. Yeah.
Because I think like my best friend was like, "You're definitely gonna be in Austin." I was like, "We're definitely gonna be in Austin. There's nothing overlapping for sure. We'll be in Austin."
Yeah.
She's like, "Great. My husband's got a work trip there. I'm gonna plan to go with him." Da 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 da. I was like, Tracy, I may not be in Austin.
Right.
She's like, "Okay, can you just let me know when you know?" I was like, "Yes, but I don't know when that is."
Wow. I wonder what the draw will look like at AVP Austin.
I know.
You got to think a lot of the teams are going to go, right?
That's what I mean.
Think?
I've been wondering who's going to go and
Doha?
who's going to prioritize. Because if you look at, Taylor and Taylor, they need points on both tours. Like
That's
Taylor
true.
Sandler doesn't have any AVPs either.
But you get
probably
AVP
get
points
wild
now
cards.
playing FIVB.
What's the conversion?
Wait, what? How
What's
does
the
that-
equivalent?
Oh.
Do you know?
I know that's the thing, but I don't.
I don't know.
how
I don't know
it works.
I don't know the convert. We looked at it all.
Yeah.
I don't know that I'm 100% sold on how the conversions match up because
Yeah.
I know like Corinne and I have a 9th in Itapema. It's pretty close to like winning an AVP next. And I'm like,
which is the difficulty of that.
Two very different levels of tournaments.
Yeah, is that equivalent? I mean, winning an AVP next
should not be close to a 9th on the 4-star
on the World Tour. On
that
the
was a
4-star.
4-star.
At the equivalent of like a challenger.
I was thinking it was a 3-star.
Yeah.
That's still. Yeah.
Still, because AVP Next they're good tournaments, but they are not.
They're
So-
not even a qualifier.
And again, I
Qualifier.
think it'll change a little bit as like if people know that that's the way that it works, then I think you're going to have higher caliber teams playing some of those tournaments. Whereas in the past, people were like, why would I necessarily play that? But I do like what the AVP did with the point calculation, how they're taking your points from a window, like your best, I think it's your best 4 finishes now from a window, not from your last like 5 events.
Oh, okay. So
So it's
6 months
encouraging
or a
people to
year,
play as many tournaments as they want.
365 days or something.
Well, it's actually right now dates back to like Manhattan 2019.
Oh.
Yeah,
It's like your best 4 finishes from since then.
So I think
The window's going to get smaller.
Yeah.
I think I just finally filled my 4 finishes.
for the first time in your career, probably.
Last year, I didn't have my 4 because the
But
years
now
before we had the Champions Cup, and then none of that.
Oh, none of that counted.
And
Right.
the year before that,
Right.
I was.
But now-
not playing or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah. But now all your FIVBs count.
Yeah.
Those
no,
are
I
all
don't-
those are all part of your window.
So if they're big enough, then they'll pass.
Then they'll
our-
trump.
Yeah,
But
well,
there's no way it
2019
can
Manhattan was your first event back.
If I win an Elite 16, is that gonna be worth more than like second in Chicago?
We don't know. See, that's we haven't had an Elite 16 yet, so we don't know. But
Right.
I don't know how that. I don't know who's
I don't
coming
know
up at
what
that
I
scale.
like either. I don't know if I like it or. I think the point originally was USA Volleyball and AVP partnering up and getting on the same page so that all the way through the youth level, they have a similar point system.
Yeah.
Right. And that, but I don't know if I like the idea of at the top, your FIVB points translating straight over. I don't know if I don't like it either though.
Well, if you're the AVP, I don't think from a business standpoint it makes sense. You would want to incentivize people to stay home.
To play your tour.
You don't want to be rewarding people for playing Doha over Austin, in my mind.
So maybe that's why.
So maybe that's why
A ninth is
you're
equal
not getting
to
a ton of points playing internationally.
Right, yeah. That makes sense.
So, I mean, that if it's from a business standpoint, it makes sense that
But
you
like
wouldn't
Sanders
get a ton
not
of points.
going to be with zeros.
Right.
Exactly.
Won't they just give him a wild card anyway?
And
Taylor are going to get a wild card.
I don't think we'll see them playing the AVP Next in Panama City. They might?
They might.
Okay.
I don't know.
I mean, well,
I don't know what. I don't know
Taylor
what's-
Crab's down to play everything.
Yeah.
It's
So,
not an AVP Next, right? Isn't it a
Tour.
well,
Tour
so there's
Tour series.
there's AVP Next in Panama City that is a qualifier for Austin.
But is it it's
tough.
a tour? Is it
No,
not a tour?
so that's a Next.
Oh, it's a next.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they added
wait Panama City
yeah.
You're right. It is a next.
Yeah.
international?
No, like Panama City, Florida. Like,
Oh,
like
yeah,
spring break, Panama City.
I didn't know that's a thing. I was like Panama City, Panama.
So that's they added that AVP Next before Austin because there was no tour series
Right.
before Austin to be a qualifier. So then they added the Next, and and the top 4 finishers get into Austin. So that's
Yes.
the qualifier, and $20,000 prize money. So that's the nicest qualifier I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's true.
Usually qualifiers are
Exactly.
you lose and you get zero money.
Yeah.
See, that's like another big thing about like people that aren't liking the no qualifier thing. You're getting paid now, right?
Yeah.
And now, like,
It's
say
amazing.
you take 5th in Panama City, you don't qualify. Well, now you're also not stuck watching an AVP event that you don't want to watch because you just lost. You're not stuck there for the whole
Yeah.
weekend. Like, if I lose in Panama City, I'm not going to Austin.
Right.
I'll watch
Yeah.
from
Well,
home. I'll
you
train
can plan your travel a little bit better.
for sure.
Whereas
Way
before
better.
you go to a qualifier and they're like, I don't know, do I book my return flight? Or if you're Travis, you don't book your return flight, you just wait.
Yeah.
You always wait.
And if you can
Yeah.
plan your travels, you can plan your training better.
Yeah.
It's just better all around to like getting to where you want to go, which is being like a full-time professional volleyball player.
Yeah, and they have all kinds of different qualifiers, and there's like 2 CBVA series that qualify for you, Hermosa and Manhattan.
Oh, really?
There's AVP Next. Yeah, there's an AVP Next in San Antonio that's a qualifier for New Orleans.
Yeah.
There's the Tour Series that's a qualifier. There's all manner of ways to get into the tour this year.
I'm excited, and I'm excited that the years that like we know we're going to go to Austin, even if doesn't matter what happens here. Like I'm so stoked that we're one of those teams that just gets to be in Austin and watch other guys have to be like, damn it, we're leaving. I'm like, yes, see ya. Get out of here, guys.
Yeah, so you're not going to Doha.
Hell no.
Would you? Or are you planning on playing any challengers this year?
Not if
you
can
have.
help it.
Okay. So you plan on just doing very well in
Yeah.
Rosarito and just cruising in elites.
I mean, that's the point.
Which
Like
is
what
the
we
plan.
talked about earlier, you can't plan it.
Right.
You can't.
Like
Right.
as of now, I'm just gonna play in Rosarito and then figure out where we're at from there. But I don't think we also like. I mean, how many years have we been like? We just want to play AVPs and play a full season, and I missed those 2 years. So I've been in Olympic qualifying for 8 years.
Your
or
whole
whatever.
career.
Yeah.
Yeah, like my whole career. And this is the 1 year we're out of it. So me and Trevor are both like, I'm down to like highly prioritize AVPs finally for once, and like try to win the AVP tour and play on a bunch of them and do that.
So does that mean, are you going to play the tour series?
No.
No.
Well, that's just too much volleyball for no payout.
Will you
But,
play?
like, we
will
want
you
to
play any of them?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Well, because we're still gonna be busy with the FIVB schedule mixed in with AVP.
Right. Like if there's
I mean, World Champs is 2.5 weeks by itself in June.
Does that overlap with anything? It's 2.5 weeks.
no.
The
I
whole
think-
tournament takes 2.5 weeks.
It's
At least
World
two.
Champs. You play like a match every other
Right,
day.
right.
It's
like
Olympic
the
qualifying,
Olympics.
Yeah. So we're trying not to. We're trying to say, okay, Elite 16, and then AVPs, and then we have an Elite 16 over Hermosa, which is like
Yeah.
a few hundred yards from here.
Yeah.
So
Which one is
we're
that?
gonna
Which
try to
one's-
skip that too if we can, unless it just like is ridiculous and makes no sense for us.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna get relegated down to Challenger Series, and it's like can't really do that.
Don't wanna be
That's
there.
Overstad, by the way. Overstad, like the one,
Oh, yeah.
a one that everyone wants to go to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been there enough.
Well, you can play
I don't wanna
for
go.
free here or spend oodles of money
Yeah.
to get to Stad.
It is. Yeah.
Did you play Stad last year?
No.
No?
Fran and Allie did.
Okay. I wasn't sure what country quotas you were in. Because you played,
Sochi.
you were in Sochi.
Sochi.
Okay.
Oh, in Africa.
Did you-
Rwanda.
Gosh, how gnarly is that,
That was
playing,
goofy.
going all the way to Rwanda to play country quota?
And a tournament that wasn't full.
It was Sochi, and then
I hate
Africa, and then Stad, right? Last year?
Well, she didn't play
I
the one
didn't
in
play
Stad,
Okay, yeah.
There was a country quota
people
there.
did go
Yeah.
from Africa back straight to Stad.
or the other way around. They went from Stad to Africa.
Yeah.
Oh, Stad to Africa.
Therese
Oh, okay,
went
okay.
from Stad,
Gotcha.
lost in Stad, went to Rwanda, and you guys beat Therese in
Yeah.
Rwanda. That is just a brutal trip.
Yeah, I'm glad we're done with country quotas.
Oh,
How
yeah,
gnarly was that
for
match,
sure.
playing a country quota in Rwanda
In the rain.
in the rain
For a spot to be like the 15th
in
team
the
in
qualifier?
the qualifier with like 10 spots left.
It's so dumb. Country
We were
quotas
like,
are so
you
dumb.
sure you don't want to just give someone a wild card? You don't have any more wild cards to give?
Yeah.
Not you just don't want to let
Right,
everybody play?
yeah.
Can you check your pockets, see if you can find
Yeah,
a wild
just
card?
You sure there's not one like I don't know. Yeah.
I hate country quotas.
They're
and,
gone.
And when
Thank
we
God.
played there, the pole system were trees.
We're trees.
They were
Oh,
trees.
wow.
They were
No
just
way.
yeah, they were trees. They were just the guys were like they had ladders made out of sticks and trees and
And you're playing the girls that you could have played here.
Yeah.
between trees.
Right.
I didn't know
Sounds
that.
about right.
Well, I mean they were like like tree trunks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
They
amazing.
weren't, like growth, but yeah.
Not the branches. So
No, no branches.
It like bends a little.
Played on Lake Kiva. The nickname is the Exploding Lake. Supposedly there's like a volcano
Oh, God.
close by and
Really?
there's like millions and millions of tons of methane gas like in the bottom of the lake. And if somehow it were to like rise and catch fire, the lake would explode and everybody in the surrounding area would be suffocated by carbon monoxide.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
I heard that.
I learned
Rwanda
that
trip.
after I landed.
Oh, after
I
you were
landed there and then someone told me that.
Wow.
Yeah.
I heard that whole tournament was just an adventure.
But it was really cool.
I bet.
It was a really cool tournament. It's a
Yeah?
4-hour bus ride and
Oh.
you saw a lot of Africa.
Oh, that's cool.
A on that 4-hour bus
You were
ride.
probably like cross-eyed and jet lagged the whole drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of
This is
people.
cool, but I can't.
A lot of
even
people
open my
got
eyes.
sick.
Yeah, that's the bad part about those ones. They're always like good
Yeah.
adventures. You're like, I'm glad I saw that part of the world, but it was like torture the whole time.
Yeah, a lot of people were feeling it.
Yeah. How'd you guys end up finishing in that one?
We took. We played Corinne. Played Corinne in that one too.
Okay.
But Corinne was not in good shape. But Aurora was not in good shape either. But nobody knew Aurora was not in good shape because I think Corinne was in worse shape. And Allie wasn't feeling that great either. But yeah, so that was just. That was, I don't know what we took. 7th?
Okay. Yeah, you got to be careful traveling with Corinne. You know her and her travel story.
I'm trying to bring the good luck to Corinne.
There you go.
Corinne has the worst travel luck.
She, highs and lows. She has good things that happen, and she
Okay.
has bad things happen. But she takes them with a smile on her face, and she doesn't really complain about it. So it always works out.
Yeah.
It always works out. Might be a little off path, but
we get there.
she usually gets there.
Was it travel to Mexico nice and clean? Smooth?
Yeah, actually, it was a one-way flight. Straight flights. That's the key.
Yeah.
Viva
Straight flights.
Aerobus. Is that what you flew?
No, we flew Air Mexico. Straight flight.
We flew Viva.
Did you have a layover?
Nope. Straight there.
Yeah, I think we saw that one, but we went.
It was so nice to have a tournament where we could just go south. And it was really funny.
Right?
A lot of the Europeans were like, "Oh, this is so far." I'm like, "This is what we have to do for all of them."
I was like, 1 hour time difference? Well, it was kind of 2 because it was daylight savings at the same time. But yeah, how easy was that?
I feel so lucky that I got to skip the first one and drive down here to the second one.
Yeah.
Like my start of the season is just a nice little steady roll.
Yeah.
And then we'll catch some momentum in about a month in May. But then going to Austin is like, oh, it's like nothing.
It's
Yeah.
awesome.
Just
The fact
bring your
you get
sand
to
socks
drive-
to Austin.
It's going to be hot.
I always forget.
I
Because
haven't,
it's the first, because their sand's darker.
Yeah, it's like this color.
I was always in Florida, and so the sand's nice and light, and then you get there and you're like, dang, sand socks. I
don't
forgot
think
about
I've
that.
ever played in Austin. I played in that format, obviously. But I missed every AVP.
Okay,
Austin.
You were,
Here's your
it's
warning.
funny,
Here's your warning
you were
to
there when
everybody.
I
qualified.
went one.
Yeah.
I went to one.
Bring your sand socks.
All right.
Because I always forget, and I
I've
always
never
regret
worn
it.
sand socks.
Oh, okay, well then,
I'd like to be the last one.
to put them on.
It can be tough. I've lost, even in Manhattan.
I'll wear them in the
You
cold.
never worn sand socks?
I'm a wimp. I'm used to the, I don't know. We have some hot sand in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
I'm like the guy who can walk on the black
the
concrete
coals?
when it's hot.
Oh.
I don't know about coals. I'm not,
Walk across
I'm not
fire like the
stupid.
guy in
Never done
Aladdin.
that. Yeah, I've never done that one.
no, but I just have literally thick calluses. I don't know. We'll
Yeah.
see.
You got the Hawaiian
All
feet.
right, well,
I probably jinxed myself right there. I'm gonna Hayden. We play in Manhattan, and Hayden's taping all his toes, and they all go black and blue after and fall off, and my feet are fine.
Yeah, I've lost a couple in Manhattan before.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
no. I don't think I've lost a toenail, but I don't like it. I don't like when you're digging in the sand at the
yeah.
service line and stuff,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, it's
No.
not.
you got to go shag a ball.
Like,
and-
what sport do you have to do that? Where your feet are legitimately, if you don't move them, you're gonna have burns on your feet.
Yeah.
While you're playing your sport.
Not many. Not many.
Can't
That's
think
the
of another one actually.
Right.
Well, as you came into this season, after last year you played internationally with Aurora.
Yep.
Domestically you played with Megan Rice.
Yep.
What how much did you want to just have one steady partner?
Yeah.
Just
so
to train with and
I think
travel
I
with?
counted at the end of the year because before last year I'd only really played with one person. So last year was full of. I mean, I think it was 16 to 19 different people throughout the year, all kinds of tournaments.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Everything.
It's a lot.
It's a lot of
That's
people.
a big number.
I know. Yeah, just one-offs here and there. But so I mean that was fun for me, just because that's something I hadn't really done, was play with a lot of different people.
Yeah.
But I got a little taste of, having to be like, oh, who's playing? Or I got to ask somebody. I don't have a fallback on who I'm playing with. So yeah, it's nice to have done that, but also really nice to be back in a spot where I got a solid partner and we're very much on the same page and get along really well, and
And you're playing well.
we're playing well.
Yeah.
And we're having fun.
How was you said the Brazil match was on stadium court?
Yeah.
In that sick bullfighting stadium?
Yep.
How does that match? And you had some other good ones too, but how does that match kind of match up to other games that you've played, and whether it's AVP or FIVBs, and because that's like under the bright lights in the stadium against a very, very legit team
For the top spot in pool.
and a legit country, you know, a Brazilian team.
Mm-hmm.
So I haven't played too many under the lights, but that one was kind of under the lights. Another really fun one under the lights recently was when Megan Rice and I played Atlanta against Megan Kraft and Savvy.
Right.
That was a really fun match because we hadn't really played in front of a crowd in a while, and the crowd in Atlanta was...
That was our first crowd, I think.
Oh my God, and they were awesome. They were like... I remember 1 or 2 points that we were like, it was a long rally, and I think had it not been for the crowd, it would have ended like 2 or 3 touches earlier.
Just
but like the crowd was just like so excited.
Yeah.
So that was that was a really fun match that I remember playing. But this one against the Brazilians, I don't know, it's just like when you're in the zone.
Yeah.
It just was like a good focus. I think I blocked like 7 or 8 I think
that feels good.
I think like 5, maybe 5 in the third set.
Damn.
Sheesh.
So that was fun.
That's 33% of the points you need.
Yeah.
It did not feel good.
Yeah. So but you know, so that's just kind of like, is that me more finding the ball or just, I don't know, just her finding my hands. But, you know, it's just it's like out of your control a little bit sometimes where you're just like in the zone and it's just everything's kind of working.
But it's like those are the ones you remember, is the ones where the environment kind of like brought the best out of you.
Yeah.
Where you like in between points, you like feel the crowd, and when it's later in the day and there's actually lights lighting it up, it's like way different energy just there.
Yeah.
I think we played after you in Atlanta that night.
There were some late matches.
I think we were in the players' tent during your guys' match and everyone was getting hyped up, and then we played after.
Yeah.
That was super fun.
Yeah. Atlanta was a good one.
Yeah. And we're going back.
Going back.
The problem is the fans aren't great during the day because they're just getting roasted.
Yeah, I know. It's so hot. They needed some more like shade. If they could do like shade over the stadium, the bleachers on like second court.
Yeah, that's what they need to do. And then the fans on the third court were great because they were all in the tent though, and they were like, but they were behind glass, so we couldn't hear them.
I know, that was the problem.
The video that you're watching is like, there's no one there, and we're like. And it was like sunny, so you couldn't see through the glass. You're looking through like, are they cheering right now?
Are they watching, or are they just and they're eating and drinking food?
Yeah, but they were actually like cheering. Mm-hmm. We just couldn't hear them. So we need to find a little balance between those.
Yeah.
They need the Arizona like spray things.
Yeah.
The misters coming down and some shade.
Misters are sweet.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm happy for you that you got that experience, especially early in the year. And I mean, especially in FIVBs, it's hard to get on stadium court, period.
Yeah.
Like you might go on a run of 5 events where you just don't play in front of fans. Like you're out on outer court and...
I will say, though, even in Mexico, they did a good job. Even the second and third court had a lot of stadium seating.
Mobbed.
Okay, Mexican fans are different.
They are.
They are.
For sure.
Like the Mexican Beach Volleyball Federation, they throw an event because that's the second event in Mexico I've played. The other one was a Norseca in La Paz.
Yeah.
And it was a Norseca. And
I think Corinne was saying this too.
And it was probably like maybe a 2,000 seater and packed from like 9 a.m. to midnight.
Yep.
And it went to midnight because it's Norseca and nothing runs on time.
Right.
But like it was the same thing where you couldn't, after your match, you'd just be taking pictures and signing autographs for like 30 minutes. I was like, you guys know we're like, it's a Norseca.
But you're like, but I'm going to sign and take pictures.
They don't. Like, they just love it.
Yeah.
It's Mexico, like events there are so fun.
Imagine if we had what we had in Cancun, but with fans.
Oh my God.
Nuts, man.
Insane.
Yeah.
Like with all that was on the line and what we were playing for, and then you put it in front of a big stadium that's packed. Because we were in Chetumal, 3 years ago? And it was the same thing.
They always have great events there.
Fully just packed to the house.
I'm all for more events in Mexico.
Yeah, for sure.
Convenient for
every American, every Canadian's like,
Exactly.
Mexico, we love it.
Yeah. God, if we could just get events here on the...
Yeah, how do we do that?
Yeah.
How do we do that, Travis?
Who's in charge of that?
Make that happen, all right?
Sean Scott. I don't even know.
We should throw our events in
SANDCAST.
Rosarito, like right on the other side of the border, so it's way cheaper.
Yeah.
Honestly,
But can we still give the wild cards?
I mean, maybe we can work that in there.
It's like a collaboration event. It's USA with the Mexican Beach Volleyball Federation. So Mexico gets a wild card, we get a wild card.
I like it.
Yeah.
We'll pay for it and collect the proceeds,
but we need the Mexican.
We need your land
because Cali Beaches charge way too much. I think that's the problem.
It was amazing. Me and Tim just like squared up after the weekend, and so Tim like got the flights first, and then I was like, all right, I'll get all the food, and we'll just settle up after the weekend. And I bought all of our food, and the receipts came back in pesos. Yeah. And I was like, all right, what is like $2,500 in pesos? And it was like $92. It's like, are you kidding me? To split it was like 3 lunches, 3 dinners, breakfast both mornings.
Oh, you spent $92 between two of you
for food, and we ate like well.
Oh, yeah. I need to move down there right now.
Corinne and I stayed
at gas prices.
the cutest Airbnb, and it was like a 5 or 6 minute Uber, but it was like $2 to Uber back and forth.
Oh yeah.
And we were like, and the woman there made the best brunch. It was like breakfast brunch. But we just sat down, and she would just bring out fresh fruit, then she would bring out the meal, coffee, fresh juice.
Wait, you stayed in an Airbnb and the host was there?
Yeah, so it was like a bed and breakfast. It was like literally a bed and breakfast.
Got it.
Yeah.
And I think the breakfast was like $4.
Amazing.
And even when we moved to the other hotel, we kept Ubering back for breakfast there.
Okay.
Like $2 Uber, and we get the most amazing breakfast in the little courtyard, and it was so peaceful. And
I'm such a fan of breakfast on the road.
Yeah.
I get so excited about it. Trevor like sleeps in and doesn't drink coffee, and I'm like, I just want to find like what you just said, a little courtyard.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Have my spread of food and the coffee, just sit there or wherever you are in the world.
Yeah, it was.
Bread basket. Oh.
Then the last day they brought hot chocolate.
Oh, game over.
Corinne's a big hot chocolate fan. She was like, they know me.
Well, Corinne, she likes treats. You put sugar in front of Corinne and it's going down.
Yeah.
That's tricky.
The first time I met Corinne, she was like holding a tub of ice cream like a football and was just like,
no, stop it. Where was
straight.
this?
And this is a couple years ago, because Corinne and Delaney are like best friends.
Yeah.
Like, Corinne was a bridesmaid at the wedding, and so when me and Delaney were dating, she's like, all right, you have to meet Corinne. And the first time I meet her, she's like watching a Harry Potter marathon and just crushing a tub of ice cream. I'm
good
like,
for her.
And you're so good at volleyball. How is this possible?
Oh, that's funny.
She's like, I run around in sand all day. Don't judge me.
Yeah.
She's good. But so you qualified though, which is like huge, obviously, and then you played Sarah and Therese. You get the 1 seed.
Yeah.
It's always interesting on the road because when you play someone from your own country, that's often like kind of the most heated matches.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. We, I don't know. I think our focus is just it's really been on us. Mm-hmm. Our coach has been working a lot with us, he incorporates a lot of mental training into our practice. So a lot of our game plans and stuff, there are little tidbits on other people, but still the main focus is kind of like what we're doing.
Yeah.
So, and it's a good team. Everybody's kind of on the same page. We trust the process, and it's just nice that we can all be on the same page there. But yeah, so I think that was our focus was pretty much just what we could do. A couple things here and there, but.
And that's a big win. What felt bigger, qualifying or getting that first win in pool? Because winning that first match in pool is just so big.
I know, that's big.
Especially when you win it over the 1 seed of the whole tournament.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta get out of the qualifier to get there. So, I mean, obviously that was huge. But yeah, winning your first match in pool play, modified pool play is big. So we were really excited. Really excited about that. That's always a good feeling.
For sure.
But yeah, we'll just keep the momentum going.
Yeah.
And we played the Brazilians and then tough loss, I think 19-17 to the Spaniards in 3. But apparently we like going 3.
Yeah.
So
altitude didn't seem to bother you guys. You were
in
good shape.
Yeah, the altitude was
When I was watching you guys, your match against Spain, like neither of you looked tired at all. Uh-huh. But I remember when we were playing our first match we went up like 10-4, but they had served me every ball, and then I was jump serving and running up, and by the 10-4 switch, I was like, I'm not gonna make it. I'm so tired.
Yeah.
That's the only tough thing about that tournament is, I think I get terrible scores on my whoop, I think, when I am at altitude. And so I woke up the first day, I was like, why am I in the red? Like, I slept great, like, I ate, fueled, whatever.
Yeah.
And then we were, like, practicing, and someone said something about the altitude. I was like, oh, we're at, like, 7,000 feet.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's
got it.
high.
That's really high.
Yeah.
That's like where you're, walk into a restaurant uphill and you're like, whoa, I'm really out of shape. 'Cause my sister lived up about that high in Bear Valley.
Okay.
And I remember just like walking around like I do not, and I would lift or work out there sometimes, and like that is very noticeable.
Yeah.
And it changed the whole tournament in how people played.
Yeah, how's your serves?
That's a tournament. I mean, you couldn't hit a jump serve with pace and bounce. No one was hitting jump serves, and the few people who did would hit like one in bounds, miss their next two, and then so everyone was in system virtually the whole time. Because even the floats didn't move that much because it just like kind of zipped in a straight line. So you won't see a tournament with that many teams in system probably the rest of the year.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's really no wind. The weather was great. It rained a little bit.
Yeah, I know, that was lucky. It
And-
like poured that one night.
Yeah.
But it
out of
was-
nowhere for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then the sprinklers turned off.
Yeah.
Tropical weather.
Yeah. But
You're
it was
used to that.
Yeah, I'm used to that.
On and off rain.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's one of the benefits about how many tournaments you've played in Florida. You've played in all kinds of conditions.
Yeah. No one likes playing in the rain. I try to avoid it just because I think the ball gets heavy. Well, and we try not to train in the rain as well because these balls blow up so easily. So it's like, do you want to
Hurt
train
your shoulder too.
or train in the rain one day and then now your balls are heavy for the rest of the rest of the season.
Yeah, they
so
get waterlogged.
yeah, I mean I wouldn't mind playing more, but I'm always like, no, the ball, save the ball, always save the ball.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So you guys, you're going to Australia.
Yeah.
That's right. When do you leave?
We leave on Saturday
Okay.
for Australia.
You're the big dog 2 seed right now.
Right now, yeah.
It's not bad.
I know. No qualifier there.
No qualifier there.
I know. Yeah.
Have you guys talked about what your priority is going to be this year between domestic and international? Because it seems like, with how well you guys played, I don't know if Paris is something that you guys are pushing for right now, or if you're just playing as many as you can, see where you stand.
Yeah, I think our focus is international right now, and just kind of see where that takes us. But like I said, it's kind of we're like 2 tournaments out.
Yeah, that seems to be the right call usually. Like if you prioritize international, you usually end up where you should end up.
Yeah.
AVP. If you prioritize AVP, you won't even exist on the international.
Right.
And now that the points are overlapping, not that FIV is going to help you.
Yeah.
Just in general, like you just get so much better being on that world tour grind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then obviously everyone's trying to get into the USA Volleyball stipends, which
Right.
kind of helps you to
Yeah. That would be nice too.
full-time pro. They're on the right path.
Yeah.
Moving on up. You probably got a ton of points for ninth. I don't know what a ninth is at a challenger, but
So we got 230 each.
that's solid.
Yeah.
That's a big bump, especially, I mean, that's the equivalent of like winning 2 1-stars and
Yeah.
getting
Well,
13th
yeah, a
in
1-star.
another one.
Yeah. Last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1-stars were only 100 points.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Now futures, if you win a futures, it's 200 points.
Okay. That's like so futures are the equivalent of a 2-star.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. And
It's
Challenger's not quite a 4-star though, right? Or,
So let's see. I mean, me and Tim, we split 220 for the final round of a qualifier, which is the best finish points-wise of both of our careers.
Yeah, so you guys get 110 each.
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
What a great...
Like big points.
You won one match.
Won one match.
And you weren't even in... You were 34 on the reserve list.
Yep.
Won one match and had the best finish of your career.
Yep. That's it.
That's how much this point system makes sense.
And the guys
Yeah.
and the guys we played are in the Elite 16s. The Danish guys.
They're
Oh,
in
they
the Elite
are?
16?
Yeah.
In the qualifier.
In the qualifier.
Right.
Oh. I didn't know.
Yeah, because so we beat them, and then we lose our next one. But just by being in the qualifier of the Elite 16, they're splitting like 360 off the bat.
Yeah, by
really?
being
Yeah.
in the qualifier. Yeah, what do you get? 170?
Yeah, you get a lot.
Yeah, I think it's 170.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. You win one match there, I think you get 200.
Yeah, so being in the Elite 16 to start is just such an advantage because the new system, there's just more points available.
Yeah.
And so the faster you can play events this year, the faster you can wash out sort of recessed, like inflated points of the last one.
Right.
And so that's why like me and Tim playing Mexico early, and you guys the same, playing Mexico early, playing Australia early, and hopefully getting another one. If you get 3 good finishes early in the new system where there's more points on the table,
Yeah.
you're going to be able to climb a lot faster than if you wait.
Right.
Right. So like me and Trevor are gonna for sure drop down by not playing in challengers.
Yeah.
We'll slide down at least a little bit.
Yeah. Because
But also playing, you're kind of risking at our ranking. You're also risking like if you don't get a top 9, 10. Now we're adding one of those finishes, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So
if you're in the main draw of the
game.
Elite 16, you're in a pretty good. You're in a
Yeah,
pretty good
you're
position.
for sure in good shape. But teams are going to be moving up as a whole,
Right.
like by just playing in these challengers, right? Like everyone's going to be sliding closer.
That's true.
And then if you get dead last, 4th in your pool, then the top 5 teams in the Challenger Series are gonna get more points than you on that particular week.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's a tricky little game now, especially.
You can't sit back.
You can't sit back.
Like mine and Trevor's strategy, obviously, like we want to prioritize AVPs this year, but we got to play well in order to like make that a reality. We got to ball out, and we get to play Norway to start things off.
Yeah. And I mean, how else would you want to start than with the best team in the world? Yeah.
Exactly.
That's just the best litmus test to see, all right, let's see where we're at.
Exactly.
Anders and Christian, come on.
I love it. It's so fun.
But it's interesting to see, like, because now that it's 3 out of 4 instead of 4 out of 6.
I know.
People are being really careful with their finishes because they wash out fast.
I know. Do you like that, or did you like it the other way?
I think that for this system, it is great because it's going to make the mobility between the Elite 16s and the Challengers a lot more fluid.
Right.
With 3 out of 4, because you're going to be cycling through your points. I mean, Samoilovs and Smedens, they play like 15 events a year.
Right, I know.
They're going to go through almost 4 full cycles of events. You know.
But yeah, and I guess the cumulativeness about that is that you've got like your 4 that you use to get into your next tournaments, and like, but you kind of have to keep building. You still have to like keep performing well. If you've got like a little lull or something, you know, it could be a little detrimental.
For sure. I mean, and a lot of throughout an entire season, every team has little highs and lows, and it usually comes with like multiple tournaments. Like you're usually like, we started really hot and then we kind of died off and then we ended good, or vice versa, or
you see it
combination.
In sports all the time. I mean, like how many games do basketball players play in a season?
Yeah.
Don't have 4 bad in a row, like 2 max.
Yeah, I mean, even Anders and Christian last year had a tough run. I mean, they took like a 17th in Sochi, like a tough one in Ostrava. They took a tough one after. I mean, for them, like 2 5ths and a 17th is just like what is happening.
Right.
But if that had been the new system, they probably would have been into the qualifier of the Elite 16 if they went 17th, 5th.
Right.
Oh wow, yeah. After winning Olympic gold.
After winning Olympic gold. I mean, that's a scary thought.
I mean, it's interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm a huge fan of it, because I do think, I don't know. I mean, you've got like a season. I kind of think your point should be a better representation of like you as a whole in a season instead of just compartmentalizing it. Whereas it's like, oh, this is your ranking kind of in this part of the season, and then by the middle of the season, you don't even have anything that you did early in the season doesn't even count towards what you're doing now. So
I agree. It's not good for fans either. Because then they're like, wait, I thought that Anders and Christian were the best team in the world. Why are they ranked 17th?
Yeah, it changes so fast.
Well, they had a few bad events, so they're ranked 17th in the world. Really?
Right.
I don't know. I like everything. I like is like the whole season. I think there should be a champion at the end of the season. I think you should be fighting, like we've talked about it a lot, actually on the Samoilov's podcast, right? Where it's like, everyone should be fighting for number 1 ranking at the end of the year.
Right.
Like that's the ultimate accomplishment.
I like
that
it.
Means nothing.
Well, is that how you qualify for World Tour Finals? Isn't that just an aggregate point system? Top eight playing World Tour Finals? Or is that also
World Tour Finals at the end?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was like kind of an aggregate system.
I'm not sure how that works.
Still, World Tour Finals, it doesn't have that clout of like, here we go, who's gonna win World Tour Finals? It's like, oh, these teams get a chance at a bonus at the end of the year.
Yeah, that's kind of how I see it. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's kind of lame. I think it should be like at least World Championships to like carries that clout. Like you win World Champs, lose every tournament the rest of the year, you're a world champion.
Yeah,
for the
but
rest of your life.
because you're having to compete against 48 teams in a tournament, and you really got to come out. You have to play well the whole time.
Yeah, and well, I think that should be. I think we should keep that, but that should be at the end of every season, not once every 2 years in the middle of the year.
I agree.
Like that should end of every year, someone comes out and they are the world champions.
Yep.
For the rest of their lives, they get that. I mean, sure, if it's one event, sure, but
no, but every other you got March Madness that you've got what 64 is it 64
so
teams
March
going
Madness,
in and
that's a good example
and playing it out until you get one final champion.
Yeah, exactly.
At the end of the season.
Exactly.
You've got football. You got bowl games. I guess it's a little different, but like you have.
Well, now you have the college football
you have
championship.
Yeah,
and you have
Super Bowl.
World Series.
Everybody does that.
Yeah.
Everybody does like a final like.
Tennis is they don't do that. Like they have the Grand Slam system, but holding that number 1 ranking is a big deal.
It's a big deal.
Very big deal in tennis. And then the other sport is, like surfing, they do it. They changed their system up where, I don't know why they changed it, but it used to be like whoever has the most points out of the 10 events in the season was the world champ. Now it's whoever has the most points qualifies for the finals.
And then you play it
out.
out.
The winner of that final is the world champion.
Yeah.
And obviously you have the advantage by doing well in the season because of
Either or, we're kind of missing out on like both of those.
Yeah.
Like we don't really have like, hey, you're number 1 at the end of the season based on your season, and we don't really have a tournament that's like play it out to be number 1. We just play in segments.
Yeah. So another example is golf. Actually, that's what I was thinking of. Where being number 1 is a really big deal.
Yeah.
But it's more about winning the individual big events. But they have the FedEx Cup,
and that's a new addition.
That's a massive bonus that fans are really interested in because of the money.
Yeah.
And they're like, I want to know who's winning that thing.
Yeah.
Like, this is a big deal. And this guy's now putting for $10 million.
Is that what it is?
It's like $10 million or something.
I thought it was closer. If you win the FedEx Cup, I think it's 15.
Okay, 15. Yeah. So like that's a big deal.
It's crazy.
And like, I mean, how hard would it be for... Listen, I know they have meetings and talk about every little scenario.
Yeah.
But like for AVP to just have that. Like,
well, don't they have that? Aren't they adding that with Phoenix this year?
Yeah.
Isn't that the thing?
But again, it's still it's a smaller tournament. It's not like, okay, we're opening this up now. This is like the biggest tournament, and let's just play it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like eight teams.
But it's a start.
It's a start.
It's a start.
Yeah. It's still like a little bonus thing at the end.
It's the same thing as...
We used to call AVP championships Huntington or Chicago.
I want there's an event after Chicago one year.
What? And I won it once. So I was like, am I the champion or something? No, I didn't even get to keep the friggin' trophy. There was no trophy.
Take a picture with it and give it back.
I was like, I thought I was the champion. No, you just won another event. And it shouldn't feel like that. Like Arizona is the World Tour Finals, is what it is.
Yeah.
It's this little bonus event where you have an opportunity to go play for a nice little paycheck at the end, which we love. But like, let's have something that at the end of the year, if you win the freaking tour, you should be able to hang your hat on that for the rest of like that's a big freaking deal.
Yeah. And all we really have is, this person won this many stops or something. So they're the big winner.
Yeah, like
but
but that's like us knowing that. Like so who won the tour? Well, no one, but technically they won 3 events, so you could say that they win.
And the players all voted on SurveyMonkey.
That's so true. We do not have like a...
The players voted.
You don't have a winner at the end of the season. Everybody else has a winner at the end of the season.
And then it's your team of the year. So if you're team of the year, you're kind of the winner.
Right.
And it's like, oh, so you're going to give me an Instagram post? Like,
Yeah.
That's what I get? And you get a little trophy? Like, there's one right there. That's it.
Well, so what's the perfect championship look like?
Pull the mic flip for a little bit. So I can hear
Oh,
you touch.
it's gone.
Where'd it go?
It's gone.
Oh, the mic has disappeared.
Here, I got you.
Oh, it's. Wait, hold on. A little.
You're good.
Oh, the foam ball fell off.
We got a little mic difficulty here.
Let's try this.
I'm on it.
Try's on. Try's got his big mic now.
Yeah, I'm getting my right arm is
You're
is
getting
gonna
yoked.
be jacked.
Is that better?
Yep,
Okay.
good to go.
But what's the perfect? Well,
What's
one, so you don't
what's the perfect tournament?
3 out of 4 point system. You said it's a little bit too fast.
Yeah, I think so.
What's the? If Sarah Schermerhorn is the SAR of beach volleyball,
For international or for AVP?
we'll go international. What's the best point system, and how are you running the championship?
The best point system.
What's
I don't know
March
enough
Madness
about
look
like point systems. I just think in general it should be a little more cumulative.
Okay.
It should take place over a broader scope, just to get a better idea of like who you are
Right.
as a team for the whole season.
Yeah.
I don't know what exactly that looks like. Yeah, and then the big old tournament at the end. I just think the tournaments need to be bigger. I just think you need to have like be able to battle it out. I don't know if you do like make it a little more like tennis and it's just straight single limb tournaments. That would be kind of hard if you've got people traveling
Right.
to go play like one
There
tournament.
used to be single limb.
Yeah.
There was one in China that was single limb not too long ago. They were kind of experimenting with that, and because that was when Kelly Clays played with April Ross. It's
Yeah.
like Kelly's like first
Oh,
big
wow.
dog
Yeah.
That was
promotion,
that
and they lost
BS
first round.
event that Latvia qualified for the Olympics in, right? Where they're just like,
No.
and we're giving away Olympic spots.
No, that was the Olympic qualifying
That
tournament
sounds about right.
in
Oh.
Haiyang, and I don't even know the
See,
format
there's
of that
another
tournament.
one where we just throw it in there. Like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
What is this?
This was like 2017 or something.
Okay.
It was just a single limb,
Yeah.
Okay.
and they went to China, lost first round, and I was like, whoa, single limb's brutal.
It's brutal, but I think if you had enough tournaments and if you had them like situated close enough, like geographically, I mean, I think it'd still be fun. I think you'd have, I don't know, maybe it's just exciting to watch people from battle it out. I mean, I think people have brought this up before, but just with the U.S. Open, you had the British girl come all the way through the qualifier and win.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Then when you limit tournament size, you kind of limit some of the competition and the hype and
Yeah.
Like those Chilean kids
yeah.
making their way to the finals.
I know.
Well, but like with this current system now, the Chilean kids, if they just play well twice and then just, it was like a little hot streak they got on, they're going to be like ranked top 5 in the world. Which, like, as a fan, you're like, wait, what?
Yeah,
What's
and
going on
that
here?
doesn't make that much sense either.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's why, yeah, like the cumulative point system, because you still want people that have performed well for a long time. Like that should mean something too.
Yeah.
Like if you've done really well for like 2 or 3 years, and then all of a sudden, I don't know, or you switch partners, and
Yeah.
and you've got to kind of work your way. Like we're watching the Taylors, like you drop down and.
Right.
It's tough. It's tough being in a partnership in a point system like this.
Oh, for sure.
Whereas, I feel like any other sport. Is another sport where you're like in a partnership like that, where your points would drop off, where you would be like at the top and then fall off
don't
kind of
know.
so quickly?
We're one of the only like partnership
I know, it's weird.
sports. I don't follow doubles tennis. I don't follow tennis. So I
Right.
don't know like how doubles tennis works.
That
or if
would be
it's
an
even,
interesting one to look at. But
But
those partnerships, I feel like, kind of stick.
yeah, and I have no idea. Like
Yeah.
I don't know a single doubles tennis team.
Bryan Brothers?
The who?
Bryan Brothers?
Yeah, I know them.
Venus and
I got
Serena
nothing.
played. I don't know if they still do, but they've played a lot
Yeah,
of
they're
doubles
together.
together. That's about all I got.
Yeah, but I think we're the only like
Me too. That's,
we're
those
the
are
only
two I know.
like non-team sport that's kind of a team.
Right.
But
But
beach
it's still
volleyball is more of an
individual.
individual, yeah.
I know. That's what makes it so tough. I don't know if I gave you a great answer to my perfect
Yeah, well,
tournament.
because
but
it's hard.
No one,
I mean,
no
it's hard
one's
to come
figured
up.
out this
yeah,
this
Yeah,
problem.
because I think with the current system, with the field being limited so much in the Elite 16 and even the Challengers, I mean, 24 team draw is still pretty small. I think you have to limit you have to keep it pretty fast moving and fluid so
Right.
other teams get in and out. But
For
say
sure.
if the Elite 16s were 32 team, let's say double limb, which is I think my favorite format, and
Yeah.
the Challengers were 32 team double limb.
Yeah.
Well, then you could probably make it 4 out of 6 because you've got so many more teams
Right.
who are in the tournaments in the first place, and it doesn't have to be quite as fluid to move between the tiers.
Yeah.
But I think with how limited the size is,
I think that's
it's the right point system for the current system.
for how it's working, or
Yeah.
for how it's being run
I
right
think the
now.
more teams you have, the more you can spread out the points.
For sure.
Yeah, and only time will tell with this system. Like, we kind of got to let it play itself out. My initial thoughts is that it's better than the star system. The star system seemed like a shit show, just starting at the promoter level, like people wanting to put these
Yeah.
events on and which one to put on,
Well, I think
and then all the 5 stars are gone because everyone's like, well, we'll just put 4 stars on. It's cheaper.
Yeah, I think by the time it hit like year 3 and 4, people were like, "Why are we doing 3 stars and 5 stars?" It was literally 1, 2, and 4.
Right.
There were no 3 stars or 5 stars
Yeah,
anymore.
exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like that system kind of found its loopholes or
Yeah.
whatever real quick.
I feel like with the Elite 16, it's the qualifier is basically part of the main draw. Your main draw is basically you just get a bye.
Right.
Yeah,
Kinda, that's
pretty much.
kinda
And,
how it is.
and you get prize money right off the bat.
And prize money.
Yeah.
Oh, don't you get prize money for a qualifier?
No, I don't
You
think
get put into a bonus pool.
Yep.
Even for Elite 16?
Yeah.
I thought they said they were going to give prize money.
They are
read that
like
wrong?
through a bonus pool. So the way it is, if you make 5 challenger main draws,
Yeah.
and then you're in a couple Elite 16 qualifiers, I don't know the number, you are in the pool for this bonus prize money.
But if you're getting relegated down, you're not going to be able to get the money.
I think
Because you haven't played in the challengers, and you're not going to have played in 5 qualifiers.
Well, I think it might just be 5 main draws in the challenger or Elite
Or
16.
elite.
Or elite?
I think or
Oh,
elite.
okay.
Yeah, so if you're in
So
5
just-
main
You
draws
just got to play in enough
and you're
events.
in the yeah.
Yeah, I think basically they're saying futures don't count.
Right. Oh, okay.
Because-
okay. I thought it was only
Yeah.
challenger. Well, because I thought the idea was kind of to get more money to the challenger athletes. But yeah, I mean, you can't have someone relegate down to qualifiers and not get money.
Right.
Yeah, and so I think that the idea is that they're rewarding teams for playing in a bunch of events, and if you've made a couple main draw in the challengers, maybe you didn't make it out of the qualifiers in the Elite 16, so here's your bonus money for going, essentially.
So if I were to play in, wait, how many was it? 6, you said?
I thought it was 5 main draws.
Okay, let's say 5. Let's say I play in 4 Elite 16s and 1 qualifier and lose. Do I get my prize money?
And that I don't know.
I thought you had to play in 8 events,
8 events? Okay.
but 5 had to be like challengers.
Okay.
But don't quote
Yeah,
me
like,
on.
okay,
Don't
what
quote
if
me
I
on
play
that.
in 7 elites and 1 and lose in 1 qualifier?
And so then I don't think you would qualify for that bonus pool because you had been in the elites
So
for
the-
seven times.
Well, isn't
Right.
it? I think
But
I think
shouldn't
it's
you get paid for?
But you're getting paid by just being in main draw.
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I think didn't they say like the top 6 or top 8 in the Elite 16 don't qualify?
Okay.
So I don't know if that's
okay.
I don't know if that's
Yeah.
like at the end of the season,
Got
Right.
it.
but like if you're in that top of the Elite 16, you don't.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought
you don't get a.
There's so much to be figured out.
I know. I gotta
There's
be
a lot of
careful
reading
here.
to do.
I gotta make sure Trevor's on it. I'm so bad with this stuff. If I can get away with it, I just won't look at points or anything the whole year. But that means you have to play good to not play that points game.
Yeah, that's a good place to be, I
And
guess.
you know who knows everything is Tim Brewster. He's telling me stuff.
I'm gonna have to go to Ed Keller and Tim
Yeah.
Brewster.
Yeah.
Those are the guys.
Hey,
They know everything.
Okay, it's good to have a guy like that. Trevor's like a lot better than me, but I still can't trust him.
Yeah, this new, everything's new. I mean, the AVP's new.
I know, it's all new.
Volleyball World's new.
I know.
It's kind of fun, exciting. And, like, there's going to be bumps along the way. Like, no
Yeah.
new system. Like, you do anything new. You
Yeah.
start a new podcast, like, you're going to mess up
Yeah.
recording. Like, it's just the way it goes.
Yeah.
You start a new job. Like, you'll suck at a few things to start, and then you figure it out. And,
But speaking of new, Volleyball World has the app
yeah.
that was pretty.
The streaming was great.
The streaming
right?
was great.
Yeah.
I thought they did a good job with that.
I did too.
The multi-cams, like, that's a big deal
Yeah.
compared to, like, just this single camera.
Just
in the
like
back.
grainy footage from behind the
Yeah.
court.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did the other two courts have multi?
So that
Angles?
wasn't multi, but it was tracking. It was a
Oh,
side
right.
court, and they had a person
know.
manning the camera, zooming in, zooming out, and they had the scoreboards were up on all of them, and they
know.
had multicams for the qualifier matches on Stadium. It's like, and it's like they're charging for the stream, and
Yeah.
so I was like, it needs to be a pretty good product to get people to pay, and it is
Right.
a very good product.
I thought so
think.
too. I
Oh,
thought they
it's
did.
such a big deal.
I thought they did a good job with that.
That's a huge deal for our sport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As a just in general.
And I think to watch the qualifier because that's a big part of it too. Like you want to follow teams all the way from the beginning.
Yeah.
For sure. Like a big volleyball fans can get super into events now, and like you said, watching teams from the very beginning.
Yep. So I thought that was a good start for volleyball.
Yeah,
world.
I'm
I
excited.
did too.
Yeah.
Overall, I'm just like, I like where we're at. Obviously, there's so much like, why aren't you doing this? Why aren't they doing that? But like, it's exciting. It's an exciting time. I think a fan should be happy about all the changes.
Yeah.
Agreed. And it's just one step at a time. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll figure out a championship.
Yeah.
You know?
When are they gonna figure out when to just give us like $1 million bonus? Like,
Yeah.
that's the
that they
only thing
used
they're
to
missing
do
right
back
now.
in like the 90s, right?
Yeah.
They used to have tournaments like that.
Yeah.
The Cuervos, 100 grand
Where you
to
played-
the winners.
Winner gets 100
Yeah.
G's.
Was that?
They were making like $1 million prize money maybe in a year.
Yeah.
They're doing pretty well.
God damn.
And the sponsorship.
Now it's like, can I make that in my career?
Yeah.
That would be a big deal.
Yeah.
Why are we going backwards?
Well, we went backwards a long time ago. We're going.
Now we're moving forward.
We're going
one
forward.
step at a time.
We're just coming out
We
of
just
a big
need to-
hole.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're just, it's a
Fell in a
slingshot. We
hole
just got
and- yeah.
pulled back a long way, and
It's a
now we're getting
slingshot.
slingshot forward.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good way to put it.
But your game has seemed to have improved quite a bit in the last couple of years
Thanks.
as well.
Well, I've only been playing for past couple of years,
Yeah.
so hopefully.
Which
That's
is
a good
crazy.
sign.
Yeah.
You've gotten so good.
Yeah. I think I started in 2017, beach.
Jeez.
Wow.
But yeah, working with the same coach that kind of introduced me to the sport when I moved to Florida, and I think that's a big part of it. It's just having like your first coach coming from indoor, having somebody that really knows the beach and can kind of like break your habits,
Yeah.
your indoor habits, and
Yeah.
just like instill the right mechanics mindset. It's a big difference, like especially when you're coming in later in the game and you don't have all the time to
100%.
kind of build your game. You want to do it right the first time. So, yeah, I had some really good coaches in Florida.
And what's the goals next? Like, obviously you're on the world tour now. Like, you got points. What's
I'm a
goal
one
here.
step at a time
Yep.
kind of girl. So I mean, I just keep seeing where I can improve, and just
See
one
how
step
far
at a
you
time.
can go?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think that's a good call.
What do you like? What do you like about your game in Mexico? Like, what felt good? Because
In
I mean,
Mexico?
it looked. You and Corinne, you were just so smooth. Like,
Yeah,
not many errors.
I think the biggest thing is like again, we were just trying to step on the court and have a good time, and I don't know. I think that was one of the main focus that I think we trust in our training, trust in our coaching, and so just being able to step on the court and know you trust your partner.
Yeah.
And everything that you're doing, and that they're giving their hardest, you're giving your hardest, and being able to communicate. Even though our coach wasn't there, we kind of felt like we could hear him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of things that we say to each other. So it's not really like I'm telling you this. It's kind of like, hey, I'm just relaying the message from our coach because I know you've heard this from him.
Yeah.
So
Well, even if he wasn't there,
Right.
even if he was there, he couldn't be on the court.
right.
So.
So I think that's been a big part of our game, and an important part for just being on the same page. And I think that hopefully transpires on camera and stuff, just us having a good time and enjoying the game.
Love it. Keep it
So
going.
And winning's fun. You guys
and
did
winning
some
is fun
winning.
too. Yeah.
Exactly.
But I think even when we stepped off the court after playing Spain, like we still, we were like we had fun. Like the whole time we were out there,
Yeah.
we were still having fun. So I think at the end of the day, that's why we play the sport.
Yeah.
Right.
And tough to really kick yourself, 1917.
I mean, yeah, tough to kick
Yeah.
yourself. I think even after our second set against the Brazilians, I think they went on a pretty big run And I think we lost that one like 21-14 or something, but we came off and we're like still smiling, still having a good time. So, because again, you trust that, you know, you can make those adjustments and go back out there and keep playing. So
it's a good thing to acknowledge now, like for me at least, like when I notice good stuff happening in the beginning of the year, I'm like, okay, it's not going to last. Like it's not going to be easy to stay there, you know?
Yeah.
But like to acknowledge the things that did work so that when things do get tough, it's like, oh, I'm not smiling or I'm not like laughing at my way through it anymore or whatever that good state of mind is for you to like be like, okay, it worked earlier in the year. Let's make sure that we can acknowledge it and get back to that ASAP.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Right on, Skirm. Well, I just looked at the time. I can't believe we've had you in here for an hour 10.
Yeah.
An hour 10. Well,
We've
thanks
been
for
going.
having me. Lots of things to talk
fun
about
chatting
with
with
the
you.
new system and
Yeah, exactly.
everything going
we
on.
went all over the place with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just talking beach volley.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Mexico, and I'll see you in Australia.
Yeah, I know. After 20 hours.
Yeah, that's a long one.
It's all good,
Good
though.
luck down under, guys.
Thanks.
Appreciate that.
Have a phosphorus.
Australian for beer.
Shoots. Shoots. Later.